A very useful word that we have in Spanish is the word I. I basically translates two things in English. In English, you say there is when it's one object, when you say there is a book on the table, or they are when you say more than one. So in this case, there are books on the table. In Spanish, is only one word, is I, and doesn't matter if it's one object or more than one. So it's going to be hay un libro en la mesa or hay libros en la mesa. Now, in a regular conversation, for example, we have hola, buenos días, hay un libro, libro is book, right? En la mesa, on the table, okay? So, hola, remember, is hello. Buenos días is good morning. Hay un libro, there is a book, en la mesa, on the table, okay? Hola, buenos días. Hay un libro en la mesa. Now, another situation could be, hola, buenas tardes. Hay una computadora, computer, en la mesa, which means, hello, good afternoon or good evening. There is a computer on the table. Hola, buenas noches. Hay una mesa en la clase. Hola, hello, buenas noches, good evening. Hay una mesa, there is a table, en la clase, in the classroom. And the last one is, hola, buenos días. Hay una computadora en la clase. Hello, good morning. There is a computer in the classroom. Now, in Spanish, we also have, the verb ser, which is the verb to be. But the verb to be in Spanish is split in two. One is ser, which means something permanent usually, and estar, which is temporary situations. We will see estar later. But today I'm going to concentrate basically in the subject pronouns, and then I'm going to conjugate the verb ser for situations that we use very often in Spanish. So, yo is the equivalent of I. It's a pronoun. Pronoun, remember, means that instead of using my name, I use a pronoun. Instead of saying Rafael, I say I. Okay? The to form is the equivalent of you in English, but when it refers to one person, only one person that is close to you. For example, your brother, your sister. Okay? So you have the I form is yo. The to, referring to informal singular situations, is tú. Then we have él, ella, and usted. Él means él with the accent on top, right? Is he. Ella is she. And usted is you, is one person, but instead of being informal, in this case it's formal. For example, your boss. Okay? Then we have nosotros. Nosotros is we. And in Spanish we have a masculine and a feminine form. So nosotros if the group is formed by males, and nosotras if it's formed by women. If it's mixed, traditionally you use nosotros, but today you can say nosotros and nosotras, both are correct. Now, then we have vosotros. Vosotros is the equivalent of you, but is informal for friends and family, right? But when it's more than one person. This form is only used in Spain and also has masculine and feminine. So you have vosotros for masculine and vosotras for feminine. In the last group we have ellos, ellas, and ustedes. Ellos means they when the group is masculine, ellas when it's feminine, and ustedes is when you say you, in this case formal and more than one person. So remember, two is for informal, family and friends, one person. For example, when you say to your brother, you work hard. For example, you work hard, you're talking to your brother. Usted is when you talk to your boss. In this case, you are being formal, you're talking to one person. And vosotros is when you talk informal to more than one person, your brother and your sister. And remember, this form is only used in Spain. And ustedes, which is the one that basically covers formal and informal in South America, is when you talk to, in a formal situation, you talk to one or more than one person. When you talk to more than one person in a formal way. Okay, so remember, if you want to say I in Spanish, you say yo. If you want to say he in Spanish, you say él with the accent. She is going to be ella. And then we have you when you refer to your brother, which is going to be tú with an accent, right? If you talk to your boss, it's going to be usted. In this case, you can write usted or you can write UD. And then we have we, nosotros, or we feminine, nosotras, okay? And then um, we have in Spain, vosotros is you, informal, more than one person, and the feminine, vosotras. And then we have ellos, they, group masculine, ellas, group feminine, and ustedes is when you talk about more than one person in a formal way, okay, plural. So sometimes we need to say something like I am a student, I am a professor, I am from Puerto Rico, and so on. In this case, you are using the verb to be. The verb to be in Spanish in this kind of situations is the verb ser. So how you conjugate the present tense of the verb ser in Spanish? Well, for the yo form, you have to say yo soy. That means I am. Yo soy español, o yo soy americano, o yo soy francés. The tú form is tú eres, you are. You are. In this case, remember, you are talking to your brother, one person, right? Then the él, ella, en usted, the él, ella, en usted, which means he, she, and you formal, singular, right, is es. They use the same form. Él es profesor, ella es profesora, usted es profesor. Okay? Then we have the nosotros form. It uses somos, we are, nosotros somos estudiantes, vosotros o vosotras, in this case, remember, only in Spain, which means you form informal, someone who is close to you, more than one, sois, and then ellos, ellas, and ustedes, they, right, and you use the form son. Ustedes son, ellos son, ellas son. So remember, if you want to say I am, you have to say yo soy. If you want to say he is, you have to say él es. If you want to say she is, you have to say ella es. If you want to say we are, you have to say nosotros somos. If the group is all feminine, it's going to be we are, it's going to be nosotras somos. And then remember, if you want to say they are masculine, ellos son. If you want to say they are all feminine, will be ellas son. And if you want to say you referring to for in a formal situation more than one person, you would say ustedes son. Okay? Now, in this case, you have here yo soy estudiante en BMCC. Okay, that means yo means I, soy means am, estudiante means I'm a student, en BMCC, at BMCC. Yo soy estudiante en BMCC. I'm a student at BMCC. Now we have Luis es abogado. Abogado is attorney. And again, you will see here that in Spanish, in English, usually you use an indefinite article. I am an student or I am an attorney. But in this case, in Spanish, you see when you refer to a profession, we don't use the article right there. We just go straight. Luis is a lawyer. A lawyer, in this case, abogado. Yeah. Now, in this case, ella es mi amiga. Mi amiga means my friend. So in this case, she is my friend. In this case, nosotros somos deportistas. Nosotros somos deportistas. We are, sports person or someone who exercises. And then we have ellos son abogados. Ellos son abogados, they are attorneys. Okay? So remember, in this case, you see we use the verb to be to indicate professions or to indicate someone who is my friend or sports that we practice and so on. Okay? So remember, yo soy, Luis es, ella es, nosotros somos, ellos son. I am, Luis is, she is, we are, they are. Okay. Now, sometimes we use also, this verb to be when we want to indicate the place where we come from or the origin that we have. For example, in this case, we have Maria or Marta es de Puerto Rico. Well, in this case, what you're saying is Marta is from. In this case, is from Puerto Rico. Juan es de ese equipo. In this case, Juan belongs to that team. In this case, the ownership, the origin that you are indicates that you belong to that team, right? In this case, nosotros somos de México or mexicanos. Well, in this case, we are saying basically we are from Mexico, but you can also say Mexicans or we are Mexican. So instead of using the Mexico, or we are, in this case, you're saying we are from Mexico, but you, instead of saying that, you can say we are Mexicans. So one thing that you have to keep in mind is that when you say Mexicans, when you say the people who comes from this country, in English this is with capital letter, in Spanish it's a small letter when you write that. So Mexico is the name of the country, is capitalized, but Mexicans are not in Spanish. Okay, so we are from Mexico or we are Mexicans. Okay? And this one is I am from Venezuela. Yo soy, I am from Venezuela. So that's another way of using the verb ser in Spanish. And also we use it when we indicate possession. In possession also the verb ser is commonly used in Spanish. So in this case what happens is that the person that owns goes at the end and the object that is owned it goes usually in the front. So el libro es de Juan, and then in English you will say John's book, right? But this structure we don't have it in Spanish. So in Spanish what we do is the book is of John. Okay, so John is the owner of the book. So if you want to indicate that this object belongs to this guy, you're going to say el libro es de Juan. El libro es de Juan. The book is John's. The same thing, for example, el libro es mío. This book is mine. This book is mine. Este libro es mío. Or you can say la mesa es de Enrique. The table is Enrique's table. Okay. And then, for example, este carro es de mi padre. This car is my father's. So in this case, este carro, the object goes first, es, the verb to be here, of my father. Right? Of my father. So this car is from my father. Okay. La mesa is the same structure with the rest. La mesa es de, the table is, the book is, and so on. Okay. So that's another way of using the verb to be in Spanish. Now, in a situation like this, for example, we have, imagine that you have to say this in Spanish. So we have here, hello, my name is John, and I am from Puerto Rico, and this is Pedro's book. So here we have different ways of using the verb ser. So remember, hello is going to be hola. My name is Juan, is going to be me llamo Juan. And in Spanish is y, and I am from Puerto Rico. Yo soy de Puerto Rico. Remember the structure we saw before. Yo soy de, from is de Puerto Rico. And then we have, this is Pedro's book. Okay? Este es el libro de Pedro. Este es el libro de Pedro. Remember the structure we formed with the possessive. The next one is good afternoon. Buenas tardes. My name is Gloria. Me llamo Gloria. And I am from Puerto Rico, from Mexico. Y yo soy de México. This is Juan's table. So this case is going to be, esta es la mesa, the object goes first, de Juan. Esta es la mesa de Juan. Good afternoon. Buenas tardes. Me llamo Gloria. Yo soy de México. Y esta es la mesa de Juan. And the last one, hello. My name is Rafael. And I am from Spain. This is Luisa's computer. Hola. Me llamo Rafael. Yo soy de España y esta es la computadora de Luisa. Hello, how you say hello? Hola. How you say my name? Me llamo. How do you say I am from? Yo soy de. How do you say this book is from Pedro? So, este libro es de Pedro. How do you say I? Yo. How do you say he? Él. How do you say she? Ella. How do you say we, masculine? Nosotros. How do you say they, feminine? Ellas. How do you say my name? Me llamo. How do you say his name? Se llama. How do you say I? There is or they are. All right, we're gonna leave it here.